So much star potential on this roster. I don't know what Jerry was aiming at initially, but whatever. He got the kill in the end, and it's still going to come out with just AZ left into the 1v3. We've already seen him win one of these in the previous map, but he did have an AK and quite a bit more time.
What a tap!
Sweet from Little, and he doesn't even break. He just sort of sits there, just like, yeah, I know I'm good. I know. He's so casual. I've been noticing that throughout, that he is one of the most like casual-looking players just ever. Just like sat there in the chair, just like, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just enjoying myself, having a good time. And there they are, 8-4 up. That was actually almost a full investment from North in that round. So now they have nothing to play with into this one. 9 rounds looking like a minimum for forZe.
Yeah, I mean, they should definitely be winning this round. It's only really a true disaster that could mess this up for them. But I actually like how they've also been playing this T-side. Some rounds they've been playing fast, other rounds they've just been playing slow. It was pretty much the same that we saw from North in the first map, where, oh, even this boost, that is actually lovely. I've not seen that being used before. Sometimes you boost on top of the boxes there, but boosting behind the smoke like that was actually really neat. And Little with the opening. But I feel, ooh, what a tap. They just got a very good understanding right now. Oh yeah, he tapped both of them in the head. It's crazy. But in the meantime, his teammates will be pushing up towards the A-bomb site, and it should surely be a done deal.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
through the smoke. Through the smoke. FaceCrack gets one back. He's just trying to get rid of the weapons. I like this from FaceCrack. Just make sure there's nothing to be gathered. He's got a teammate coming in from behind as well. And yeah, smart stuff. Yeah. Secure everything, make sure nothing's lost. You don't take too many casualties. Their money's going to be absolutely fine for the next couple of rounds anyway. And really now we're looking more at North to say, okay, are you going to turn up to the server? Because in the previous, they obliterated their opponents. Now they go onto their map choice, and the same is happening to them.
Yeah. I mean, before we started this match, I said MSL, one of the maybe greatest minds of Cobblestone. It looks like he might also be one of the greatest aimers on Cobblestone, because it just does not seem like he misses a beat right now. He's really hitting his shots. It's nice to see. But
just everyone else.
I mean, I can't even fault them too much. It's not so much that we are seeing horrific like aim fails from all of the players or something. It's just that it seems like that kind of X factor that we sometimes expect from North has not been there this match yet. We've seen it from valde from time to time. He had that one round where he was at the cannons.
But like nice. You said, Mertz has had 1 kill since the pistol.
Oh, is he still on 5?
He's on 5.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
that's
the pistol round, super important round, right? So it's high impact frags for sure. But you'd want a guy who, like, you'd want a guy like Mertz to have gotten probably more than 1 kill since the pistol round at this point.
Look at just lurking in the smoke. Actually going to sneak in, and he finds their little boost. This time it's not going to work out. AZ, he starts off that big play. They have aggressive players in a lot of positions here. North have had enough of waiting around. They're going to take the fights themselves, and Kjærby is already going to pick himself up another kill, leaving with only 2 remaining. And, well, that's a complete change of pace from North. Completely different sort of strategy, pure aggression, and it works.
Yeah, it really does. Now aggression again. valde, perhaps one of the most aggressive players on the top level, and this time works out great. Gets flashed in by, I think it might have been AZ actually, and now he's going to hold the angle, gets the easy kill on Jerry. And this is
where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think actually the problem here is that, and one of the reasons why we only see like pretty much SK have an AWP who's also a caller. If I'm not mistaken, Little is the caller for forZe, and it felt like this whole round was just being built up by them smoking off the plat and then him boosting. And in the meantime, his teammates didn't really know what to do. That's why, you know, they North boosted drop. No one had control of it and stuff like that. It seemed like that can sometimes be the problem when you have an AWP caller. It's that the AWP a lot of the time needs to go for entry picks, but if you can't focus on both at the same time, which is usually really, really, really hard, then it ends up being just, let's hope he gets a kill, and in the meantime, you know, the teammates might not really be doing their job properly because they don't know what they need to end with. They don't know what the end product of the round is. FaceCrack, gonna get his face cracked though. And a Little with the P250. You talked about this being his probably primary weapon almost, and seems to be the case. Mertz picking up 2 very, very good kills here. And that should be what puts the nail in the coffin, at least for the last round here.
Yeah, Little already tagged so low, and utility usage this round has been impeccable from North. Molotov to clear out one, nades landing directly onto Sviat. Kick out from Little will at least net them another. The problem is to split onto either of these sides is going to be very difficult. Little trying to get back out of there. They have drop control. The problem is getting onto either of these sites. It's just not going to be easy, and Sviat, he's waiting to see if he can hold off any rotations. The fact is, this is going to rely so heavily on the entry coming in from his teammate Little on towards that site. AZ already waiting, and Valde will catch off that hold. And now Little left into a 1 versus 3. Needs to ace to win the round. He has 20 seconds. AZ misses the shot, but he is able to fall back. Oh, please, somebody hit something. It just complete misses all over the shot, but I don't think it's going to matter. Little has 9 HP, and eventually AZ will finish the job.
Here? Will the Molotov spread? That's the question. No, it looks like he just... What a shot.
He's got beautiful eyes.
Yeah, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's actually really...
He's the model underneath the balaclava.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, terrorist at day, model at night. Or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, but anyway...
Well, it's a beautiful day here, so it must be at night.
Yeah, it's actually true. But Mertz getting 2 really important frags there for his team.
Julie's in a kit. What's your opinion on Julie's in a kit?
I like how you just sporadically just yell,
Julie's in a
kit.
kit. It's the best thing ever. They lowered the price of the Julies so that you can buy a kit bar, maybe not intentionally. Ooh, hello. Sviat. It's a little bit of aggression coming out from him already finding the first. And look at the stack. They've done it as well. Everybody's on A. Kyobi's just going to be waiting, but he'll be slaughtered, and he had the bomb. Jerry, I thought he'd got one, but it was stolen. Stolen by FaceCrack.
I mean, Jerry picks up the kit. He's a real support player, and then FaceCrack does him like that. How can he even...
Oh,
there it is. Dualies and a kit. New meta, guys. Get it trending. Hashtag Dualies and a kit.
Yeah, Dualies and a kit. it needs to be... Well, because even if you then drop the Dualies to someone else and they have... You can have a Julie raid boss on the CT side.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I actually think the Dualies are pretty good. I just am not very good at using them. But I like to see other players. I feel like that's the same with
everyone, though. Like, they seem pretty good. I just can't do it. And I've never met anyone goes, no, I'm excellent with the Julies.
I think actually Console from Tricked, he's been playing those for ages. He even plays them on buy-rounds sometimes. Even though they have horrific...
Well, then he's mentally ill.
Yeah. But he might be the guy who... I mean... Even if the Dualies were $800, he'd still buy them.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I feel like he's honestly really, really good with those pistols, so he might be the special case.
MSL again. Finds the opener. The CZs. We're yet to see like a proper CZ round come out. Nice positioning from Jerry, though. Doesn't have the Dualies. Well, he does have the Dualies, but he's using the MP9. The Shredder. Taking names. Will be left onto Little, and there's a chance they could cross over. Jerry actually just goes running through the smoke, and this will allow them passage towards the site. Although Kyobi has the bomb, and he's pushing in, so a risky scenario for him. He will be able to duck out of there. Yet to get the bomb onto the site, switching between the Shredder. And, well, it's going to be Sviat to close things down. Got a little bit dicey there for forZe, but they do rectify the situation.
Yeah, a really nice idea though from North. I like to see that they go down into drop, and there's like a kind of wall that's angled so that you can actually from inside drop throw it on the wall. It goes out to the pillar, bounces on the ground, and smokes off connector. And then they get a flash from above that bounces on the floor and out through the window. That's what they tried, but the guy, I think it was Jerry, he even dodged the flash. So that's the only reason why it did not work out. Jerry is just...
I love it.
Yeah.
MP9 Fnatic looking to try and make himself some money. Now, of course, the 6-round lead now for forZe going into their CT side. Money likely to be in their favor, obviously only losing a couple of players and making money with the SMG. Looking to do that once again.
Yeah, I like how he's even staying here. Now he's just overstayed his welcome, though, and Mertz gets a free frag on him, more or less. But in the meantime, we see some aggression on the other side, and that's really nice to see. This is... this is top tier CS. It's when you get the contact on the one side, try to see if you can push the other. And it works out nicely for them. They have a lot of information, a lot of map control now. Little missing the shot, but Sviat, in the meantime, picks up 2. Face crack with 1, and Little with the last. So 12-6 for forZe. And, I mean, it's not 16-0. But we are actually potentially looking here at forZe's first Cobblestone win in the last 3 months.
Well, yeah, that is the most crazy thing about this. And unless they've just been practicing this like crazy and just like, we will play no one online on this map either,
I mean,
and just keep
when did the
hidden.
schedule come out? If they knew they were going to play North, it might not be such a bad shout.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say, like, a lot of the time you might talk about anti-stratting. I don't think they've really done anything too crazy either. They've just been playing their own game, which is more, like, sort of pleasant to see. Like, them just working the picks, finding those openers. That's a great initial Molotov to clear out Mertz, and AZ, there's not really anything he can do about that. Man advantage already in the favor of forZe.
Yeah, that was actually really, really nice. It's like an off timing to how you normally play that. You'd peek after the Molo instead of with the Molo. But he peeked with the Molo and he caught Mertz off guard. And then with the tag in, he just kind of trapped him inside the Molotov and he was done for from the beginning. But nice refrag there from AZ. Just staying patient on the boost. And it gave him a free frag. But look at this aggression again. I mean, it's just, they're getting so much info, so much map control, and this is the perfect timing as well. North have just evacuated the B lobby area, and in the meantime, Jerry up on the boost here, up on the high ground. He's not going to get flashed. Oh, he just might actually. He will not be able to dodge that, and now it's not so good of a position. Gets taken down, and now it's going to be hard for Little and Scooby. They need to just actually stay alive for some time, and they can even get 1 kill. It's good. Keep on the pressure. Face crack with the long flank. Oh, misses the opportunity completely. Instead, it's Little. Going to be seeing what he can amount in this 1 versus 3, but it's not going to be a lot. AZ with 4 in a round that I really felt could have been going forZe's way. I mean, with that 1 frag on either AC or Valde, it's a 2 versus 2. Bomb has not gone down, and they pretty much have info on every single player. It's definitely doable, but unfortunately, yeah. Well, yeah, couldn't quite hit the shots.
They had a lot of aggression that sort of, it seemed like it was going to work. Like the initial aggression worked perfectly, but then they sort of like re-push in, and that's where they end up like trading back. Again, it's AZ to find that pick. And then, yeah, the same on the other side. They had the perfect flank in, but the shots just weren't hit, and that gives a chance to North, and that's one thing you don't really want to be doing. And you can already see that they're actually going to be just sort of saving in this round. Valde just decapitates 1, and now already quick cleanup of the first couple of kills. There's nobody left on the B site, although the rotation is coming in from Sviat and Little trying to hold off drop. They want to at least try and make things costly for North in this sort of round, because you don't want to allow them to start building up money once again.
It's definitely true. I mean, what we saw last round from forZe was exactly what we talked about at the beginning, that if you're playing a favorite, you want to try to counter aggress, right? You want to be aggressive so that they don't really feel like they are the favorites, and that you can just that they can just walk all over you. So I'm really liking how forZe is trying to play the CT side, but again, I feel like these forZe buy rounds, it seems like they're just trying to play on skill. They don't have a... I mean, he could have gotten a flash for plat or something, so Mertz is at least challenged, right? Instead, they just played with 1 guy being boosted drop. That's an okay idea, but gets taken out immediately, and then another guy pushes plat, gets taken out immediately, and now you've had at least, I mean, for how little money they have, a pretty big investment that's just been completely wasted, because you're instantly at a 3 versus 5, and you're not trying to do anything together, is what I mean. Yeah. It's just, you could try to stack a side, like gamble stack, and then you could save, and you could even, I don't know, keep the armors or whatever, or you could just, yeah, get a flash, try to push plat, try to take plat, do something together. It just seems that they just, on these forZe buy rounds, they just buy the Eagles and hope that they hit some sick headshots. And
but it's like playing like a normal round. That's the thing that I'm not a fan of. If you don't have much, do something ridiculous, because that's the point. You don't have much. If you go in a 1v1 fight versus AZ with an AK or with anybody on that team with a rifle, okay, maybe 1 in 5 times, 1 in 10 times you win that fight. Yeah.
But we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. That's a nice little boost over the smoke, though, from Little. Running, jumping, and instantly taking down.
And instantly rotating as well. That's actually the key here. And now he actually stays because of that flash. And 2 kills for AZ. Not the third, though. But the push is going to be coming into A, and if Jerry is not aware, he's been hurt, and he will be instantly taken out. And now, it's a really, really tough round for forZe.
Yeah, what's Little just going to go through, or is this...
I think he's boosted.
Boost, yeah. Look, if they can find each other, which they can't. Just going to be sat in the edge of the smoke. They don't have a kit, so they really do have to get a move on. If they are going to be able to get back into it, and the CT side have just given up. The right decision, I feel. Don't have a huge amount of money, want to have something going into the next round at least. I don't think they'll be forcing off the back of this. I think that'll be quite surprising. Like, okay, they want to try and take the fight and look confident, but I think that would be a little bit much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point, though, I feel like it was 6-12, right? So this is the third round in a row they will be losing. So we'll be getting 2,400 for losing this. They will be broke. I mean, yeah, it's probably best to just not force buy and just try to play off the AWP. But the important thing in a round like this is that if the others force, then they need to let the weapons work. And that's, I mean, really key for a team like forZe, because how we've seen them play on these eco and force buy rounds, it has been everyone trying to do everything, right? Yeah. And that's not been working. So here they really need to make sure that they let the rifle work and let the AWP work. And even, it could be the case that one of the players that doesn't play AWP, so it shouldn't be Little, could buy, you know, a smoke or a flash. Or they could even take Plat, right? They have an AWP. They could just flash for him. He could hold Plat pretty much the whole round, and they could stack on A side or, I mean, something. It's just, at least, let's hope they don't make the same mistakes that I feel like they've been making earlier, where they just buy an Eagle and just try to fight. Because, I mean, that so rarely wins you the round, and especially versus a team like North, it's just not the right way to go about it, in my opinion.
Well, I'd just quite like to see maybe just send Little over towards that A site, maybe solo. Let him try and like work the picks, and everybody else just stack B. Just playing like some off angles, try and catch the T's off guard. Instead, they've gone heavier over towards this A side of the map. Looking like they're just going to leave
now. It's nice.
They're rotating players back, and they've got it spot on. The question is, are they going to be there in time? Molotov doesn't actually clear the angle properly, so Scooby's going to be left in the corner, but he goes down anyway, and FaceCrack will burn. The smokes isolate all of these CT players, and getting back through this wall, although it may not be solid, it's very difficult indeed. There's normally bullets waiting on the other side of them, while Jerry, left alone, just looking to try and maybe steal a weapon away, grab an AWP or something, but instead MSL will decapitate him, and he's still continuing to really show up so far in this match.
Yeah. I actually like how forZe played that round, though. Like, send up to A, see if he finds any info. He doesn't. He even had a buddy with him, so that if he goes down, he can take the AWP and then still try to make a play. So it's not like he's, you know, solo there, and if he dies, they just instantly lose the round, right? They see nothing in A, but unfortunately, I mean, they just get the read a bit too late, and North makes a B execute, which is like a super hard counter to the AWP having to rotate, because he'll just be stuck behind a smoke wall. He even gets spammed through one of the smokes and has absolutely no impact in the round, and no possibility of having impact even.
valde already starts things off. AZ actually caught out by Sviat on the boost. It's going to be an early trade, and T-side still looking to probe, but actually Little just waiting with that AWP. Kirby's going to go down. T-side in the meantime still looking to try and push over towards this B site, and the Molotov clearing Sviat actually does a hell of a lot of damage. Both players on this site now fairly low in HP. We'll see MSL as well look to try and take control of droppers. They are just going to dry push into this site. Not much utility being used. Just going to take the individual fights. And again, it's just trades, but with the man advantage. Well, it was sitting on the other side, but quickly it falls. valde alongside the two from MSL. Leaves Little all alone. Now he knows one of them is low and will remove him with one shot of the USP. Takes it to the 1v1, but he doesn't have a kit. So he has to move very quickly, and valde just looking to fall back towards that plat position is going to make things very difficult indeed. He knows that he can just bait out this clock. Doesn't have any utility of his own to actually get back into the site, but the fact is any sort of defusal attempted by Little will make things very difficult indeed, and especially now that he doesn't... Oh, he does. No, actually found a kit along the way. Does tap the bomb. valde up above. Hasn't yet been spotted, but he'll hit the flick nonetheless.
I don't think there's time. Is there time? There is time.
Has he just about got it? No, he hasn't. He hasn't got it. That is horrible.
Man.
Nice attempt. The flick was great, but North are going to win the round anyway, and the comeback continues. 5 in a row now for North.
Oh, that's so crazy. I mean, that's so close. And if they get that round, I mean, momentum shifts. They are on 13-10. I mean, it's really, really doable. Now, instead, they don't have money again. They will have to half buy and stuff like that. It's rough. That was a really, really key round. I mean, it's really easy for me to obviously say this since I know where Valde is, but he picks up a smoke. It could have been really nice for him to use the Molotov. Well, yeah, exactly. Use it on plat or use it on drop or something and exclude that. Press the bomb, you know it's up for 6-7 seconds. So, and the other guy obviously knows that as well, so he knows he has to make a play in that time. If you exclude one of the things, you can hold an angle on the other, right? I mean, he didn't have a lot of time, and I'm not even sure he knew about the kit. And if he didn't, for sure, it's not possible for him to throw the Molotov. But still, I mean, I'm mentioning it solely because it was maybe a possibility.
Yeah, and in such an unbelievably crucial round, but Little actually drops the bomb very early on in this one, and this time the pistols working wonderfully. They went for a bit more of a stack, and it seems to have worked very well indeed. Scooby's managed to retrieve an AWP. Bomb is in one of the worst positions it could ever be when you consider the CT's positions as well, and the fact that they're utilizing pistols in this round. Scooby going to be waiting with the AWP. Will be flashed off the angle. Valde will know that there's just going to be another one taken. Second flashbang in, but Scooby is not blind at all, and he hits the second as well. 3 kills for him. forZe, they don't manage to win the last round, but they finally get themselves one off pistols.
And now it's not even so bad they lost the last round because there was no one alive. That's the key here, right? So Valde even died in that round, and how they win a round with pistols. So not only does forZe have a good economy, or at least, you know, relative to what they had before, right?
Picked up some weapons as well.
Exactly. And at the same time, North, they had a really expensive round before, and now will have a really expensive round again, right? So if they lose this, they will. I mean, you can see it here, easy 2,900, not a lot to work with. So if you do lose this, it's going to be hard. But it looks like another B execute.
Yeah, the 5 rounds in a row have given them a little bit of a safety net, but it's all a fake. They're throwing in all of these nades. They're going to try and what looks like a split towards the A site. MSL will find the kills, and actually they're just sort of stuck in drop at the moment. There's so much utility being thrown in, and whatever North had planned, I'm not sure it's quite gone the way they wanted it to. A little bit stuck. With plenty of players around, looking like they are just, yeah, get out of there. Boost the bomb back. Mert's still waiting over towards that A side of the map for any sort of flank. But it seems whatever was attempted has failed.
Yeah, but if that is the case, if the plan was something different, and it looked to be that someone was supposed to flank drop and get the kill, I love this mid-round call. Instead of just, you know, mindlessly rushing into the A site, which probably was their plan before, and try to catch the rotation, because they lose the first kill, the rotation does not happen, and they have to make something of what they have. And I really like, if it is a mid-round call from MSL, it's a really good mid-round call. Unfortunately, he tries to take the first contact there, try to see if, again, he can, you know, create an opening, create some space, and then full rotation, but unfortunately goes down, and now it's all left to his teammates that are going to be pushed down. Little with the first. Valde also dropped very low, but Jerry gets taken down, and it's not entirely impossible.
Oh.
Little, I swear, man, these no-scopes, they keep missing.
He was like,
yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, it's nice. It seems like every time he misses the no-scope, pulls out his trusty P250 that, yeah, just instantly gets the kill. So it's nice, and now we talked about it. North, I mean, they're not entirely broke, but it's getting quite close.
How has this happened? How do you go from a 16-2 and a map that your opponent does play?
Yeah, your opponent's map pick.
To coming into a map that they just don't play at all, their second permaban, and now being this far down. Like, this is crazy.
It must have been a pocket pick. I mean, they must have practiced it or something. I mean, I don't know. But then again, right, I say that because that has to be the answer. But I've not seen them do a single execute on their T-side force. So they might not even have any strats. Not that I remember, at least. Do you remember a single execute? I mean, they know how to take drop, but that's something I think any, like,
no, a lot of it just came down to, like, the change of pace. That was the big thing. Yeah, it was the calls. It wasn't so much like, oh, like, okay, we'll smoke this off, we'll do this. Or like, there definitely wasn't any like fakes onto the B like we've seen from North. They definitely seem like the better structured side. They're just not winning the fights. And again, Little goes aggressive, finds the opener, will be instantly traded out. And considering one of the players only had a pistol, that's not a bad start for North at all. They're going to go barreling onto the side. But there's 2 players already on a flank from long. This is such a perfect setup from the CT side that they're just going to rip apart this north side. And AZ, he at least has the bomb. He has a chance to run towards the B site. And they will eventually realize that he's going in this direction. The fact is, last time when he pulled off a 1v3, they did not need it. This time, he has to win this 1v3. Otherwise, it is going to be a sort of economic problem. He will get the bomb down, and the rounds have started to streak in favor of forZe, so it will give them something a little bit extra. I think he already thinks that they know, but the T's are just happily, well, CT's just happily sitting on A just in case he looks to double back around. They'll still have a massive advantage going into this retake, able to play it as a team. And I feel like AZ has to do something aggressive here. Playing back is going to make things very difficult indeed. They've still got 2 incendiaries, HEs, flashbangs, smokes, everything they could possibly desire to retake this site. Jerry already going to be throwing a Molotov perfectly into his position. AZ peeks out, manages the first, spots the second, hits it as well. And now sviat is left alone on the site. AZ trying to do this all for his team, and he succeeds. How does he pull that one off? That never should have happened. And the fact is, I don't even think the CTs played that badly. The Molotov was well played. Okay, they didn't peek together. It was individual peaks. But how does he get out of that?
I legit have no words. He played that so well. I mean, it's such impressive clutch, and it's crazy. He dodges the Molotov and then kind of peeks with it. It's crazy because the Molotov is good, but because you throw it over the wall, it spreads so slowly that he could actually peek, and Jerry was not aware of that. And then the second shot, yeah, you said it was filth. I think it was even filthier than filth. It was so nuts. And then dodges another Molotov. I think sviat could have played it better, but there's no way in hell that AC could have played that better.
That
Holy
shot
hell.
is more disgusting than Dust's toe.
Yep, that's also one way to say it.
He's going
Dust,
to
I
kill
hope
me
you're
by the
watching.
end of the day. I love you, Dust, really.
Yeah, let's hope his toe does not kill him.
God.
Oh, how does he miss that shot? But Little, I mean, still has a chance in this round. Needs to land the next, though. It's a really, really important shot. And a really important round. Only gets the tag, but Scooby with an important one. Unfortunately, I mean, the tag does do something, but maybe not enough. mertz now needs to be the one to step up. He gets instantly dinked. And whoa, how does FaceCrack win that? Gets Molotov'd out, dies in the Molo. MSL, now it's your time to clutch. And unfortunately, he does not have the same capabilities of AZ. Probably also a bit of a, maybe not harder clutch, but at least a more pressured clutch. And
we had less time as well to set himself up. That's one thing that AZ did have. He could plant the bomb, move himself into a position where he wanted to play from, whereas MSO was like, my teammates have all died, I'm surrounded. It's a little bit of a... Maybe he needed that high sensitivity to just flip back around and hit some
okay. You're going to say that now, Tom. I swear, man. It's... this game is so crazy. When you were commentating the AZ clutch, I was sitting there thinking, I really wanted to kind of say that this is the round that decides the map, because if AZ wins this clutch, forZe are out of it. But if forZe wins, for sure North are broke. They haven't. It's 15-11 and stuff. But now instantly they win the next, and it looks more and more like a Russian victory here.
Surprises all around. In only the first best of 3 of today, there's 4 total. Now the T's are going to look to try and bring this back, but Jerry already with that MP9, the only thing that catches him is the amount of bullets he has left, and Little will add another to the death toll. It's on to AZ and mertz to try and turn things back, but he's already got players coming in from behind. mertz will go down, and now AZ has an even more difficult clutch than prior. He has no control of the bomb, and it will be forZe to take themselves their opponent's map pick, one they have not played, or they played once in the last 3 months, and they lost. And then they come here and take it off of North.
Yeah, but I mean, they even lost to EPG, not a team of North's
caliber
level, caliber, whatever you should. I mean, it's I must say, I as probably most people watching this did not expect this. And North, they look broken.
Yeah, no, that is one thing we can say. They look very deflated after that matchup. Like, even when AZ was sort of pulling off the clutch, like, Kirby was a little bit more excited by the fact that AZ, the look on his face was not one of like, oh yeah, this is great, I've just done something. It was one of, we're still losing against the team that we should be destroying. Like like the first map was, although it was dominant, that was more of what I expected from a team of North's caliber. this second map is more of what I sort of saw at Copenhagen Games, and you sort of look at it and go, that's very scary when this is a team that has huge backing, huge star potential, like obviously loads of experience, and should realistically be like up in that sort of top 10.
I mean, if we wanted to list all of the qualities around North, I think we wouldn't even go home today, Tom.
No,
I mean,
it's especially with
so
a
much
Dane on
of
the
course.
desk
I mean,
with
but
me.
I'm just saying that I mean, they've got they should have the lineup, the star potential.
Yeah.
You say it right. They've got the good backing. They've got, I mean, coach. They've got like everything. It's losing a map like this. I don't know, to a team that apparently doesn't even play the map.
Got like 2 players who we still aren't too sure about. One of them literally got added in for this event, and we don't know if he's actually now part of the roster or not. A team that don't play Cobblestone. It's their second permaban. And a team that just got 16-2'd in the first map. Like there's basically a million factors that if you were going to like weigh them up and like reasons why North should win this map, reasons why North should lose. I didn't actually have anything in the second column.
I mean, have you seen the episode of Friends where I think Ross like makes I think it's that like Julie or something, and then Rachel, he makes like a positives and negatives.
Cons, yeah,
exactly, a pros and cons list. That's exactly what it is. I feel like if you made a pros and cons list of the 2 teams going into this, I mean, it's just crazy. I really don't know how they won that.
Well, luckily you're not playing. You don't have to do the desk. We've got somebody else who is employed to do that. James, good luck.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net. Visit us and win with us.
Would you look at that? We're going to Cobblestone. Something you guys certainly didn't predict, and none of us expected after that first game we saw on Mirage. Now we're in a situation where North could live up to what they achieved at Copenhagen Games. We saw a constant amount of 2-1s. Their games were all best of 3s across Copenhagen Games. A tournament, like we said, they were supposed to win. Now coming into this, they're looking down the barrel of exactly the same. Was that some mind games from forZe, though? Played it once recently, lost. Obviously, maybe something came in. Scooby, obviously the new player as well, just hitting shots across the board. How do we even start to understand this?
Yeah, it's weird because like North started out fine. They won pistol. They went up 3-0. Luckily, that kept them in the game because when you look at how the rest of the match played out without that pistol, without that 3-0 start, I don't even know if it would have been a competitive map because once the gun rounds came out, I mean, they got reset twice. Yeah. They had a force-buy go wrong, which cost them to have to go full save. So their economy was just an absolute wreck throughout the first half. So that's like one big thing you have to talk about. Also, there was just these crazy plays that like forZe were making. Like I remember FaceCrack just had like this one round where he just naked walked up A and just like killed a couple of people and just like ruined the round. Also had some big entries on B. Little's AWP was on point through the first half. So I mean, fair play to forZe. I think they just did kind of some wild, aggressive stuff that North was not prepared for. It was very like unorthodox type pushes that forZe were doing at times. Sometimes by them, like one person by themselves doing it. So I think that threw a wrench in things for North. And I think they won pistol second half. forZe did. So then they're up 12-6. And I think at that point, North they were putting together a little bit of something. AZ even had another big clutch again, but. Like, I don't know, in the second half, they couldn't do enough on their T side.
I kind of felt like, if you look at the way they started the thing on, they were looking pretty confident, like with taking it, I think it was 3-0 lead initially after one pistol round. But there was this one round where they were 3v5. They were trying to save their rifles, the round before the force buy. And they were going for the hunt, unnecessarily. They lost a rifle. I mean, if you save 3 rifles and then you go for the force buy, it kind of makes sense, especially on the CD side, right? But they went for the hunt, they lost a rifle, and then they went for the force buy. So it felt like there was a little bit of overconfidence, a little bit of complacency coming in from North initially, but then on the B bomb side, the way forZe were mixing it up, they're going in fast, they're going in real quickly, catching them off guard. Some crazy number of kills and Little, right? Look at the stats, 15 frags for him, and I think he outdealed Mertz at least 4 or 5 times. With the duration of that game. And Mertz, rough game for him. He was given the op multiple times, at least on the T side. CD side, they just broke time and time again. He couldn't get his hands on a big green gun, maybe 1 or 2 rounds, if I do remember it right.
And in those rounds, he's the type of guy who will put himself out there and put himself in like weird open space and like be very aggressive, which is something that North lacked with, you know, Cajun B, who was more of like a passive opera on T side. So this is what they want. They want somebody to go out there and be more active, but he kind of got caught a couple of times. And again, it certainly didn't help their economy was in tatters the whole first half, so he didn't really get many cracks at it. But yeah, just all in all, you know, it wasn't even like North played their T side sloppy. I think there was a couple times where they like threw their nade sets for a tactic, but then kind of, you know, got disrupted. But yeah, it was just good for forZe somehow. I don't understand.
Well, Cobblestone did go in favor of forZe. Now we're going to be seeing Inferno. And you look back at the results for North on this, and it's not looking that good.
Yeah, it's not as bad as that graphic portrays, though. They're actually like 4-4 on the map offline, so it's not as bad as it portrays. But certainly, yeah, it has been like mixed results. And I guess some of their most recent results have been a bit more negative. A lot of their offline losses on it, though, are against like really good teams like FaZe and stuff like that. The only real disappointing one was probably the Valiance one you see on screen. They lost to Copenhagen Games. Generally, they feel pretty comfortable playing this map, though. But the problem is like forZe with their old lineups usually like playing Inferno as well, and they just showed you they could frag against North, so it could make things interesting.
Absolutely. Like if you look at, like you just mentioned, right now, if you look at the stats, all the forZe have a couple of wins. Just look at opponents. Sprout lost 16-6, very, very convincing to Sprout, and losing to EPG. I think that's Hooch's team, if I'm not mistaken. Then good job. Like, these are teams who are a very different caliber compared to what North are playing against. Like, look at that. Valiance, Space Soldiers, Astralis, Heroic. So even though I do agree forZe have shown that they can outfrag North when push comes to shove, you know, great performance from them overall in Cobblestone, but I still believe North have the pedigree, they have the depth, the depth of tactics, so to speak, that MSL has, and that's a map where Inferno can really help them out. And you know, that's a map where if forZe tries going for those really fast B hits or maybe a fast hit towards A, for example, they can get completely shut down with the crossfires. So it's not going to be as easy as Cobblestone. But then again, we did expect Cobblestone to be a whitewash as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, North deep playbook on Inferno, just like they're on every map. They have swapped some positions around lately with KRB. AZ used to be playing the B side on T side, now it's KRB. So I think KRB needs to kind of like be able to unlock being able to get banana control for North. 'Cause I think that's big on Inferno T side, right? You need control of banana, you need control of apartments. Val is usually pretty good at getting apartments for them. It's going to be on KRB to really be able to dictate the pace at B and unlock the ability for MSL to be able to call his full playbook. If you get denied control of something like banana, because CTs will fight for that. I know that this forZe team will be aggressive, will try to get in their face and block B off, then all of a sudden your options are cut down. And MSL's the type of guy who likes all of his options open. So I think a lot will be on KRB on the B side of the map, on their T side at least, to try to help them out. Again, if Valid can keep playing well, I think they'll be fine. I think this is a map where on CT side, Mertz is going to really have to step up his opping game. Really hard to get an op going on T side Inferno, but I think on CT side he's going to have to like pick up the pace with the AWP to like kind of ensure that North gets this win, because this will be a disappointing result. I mean, to go lose to a team like forZe who are in shambles roster-wise, and even if they had their full 5, you'd still favor North like as a huge favorite. To go down to the lower bracket like this early on for North would definitely be another disappointment like Copenhagen games.
Absolutely.
Now, AZ, he actually came out the last couple of maps playing very well as an individual, but despite him clutching rounds, despite him actually having good performances, he's looking a little bit unhappy with where this is going, and rightly so after this second map. With a team like North, though, they should surely be able to kind of pick themselves back up and come into this confidently. But I do worry from what we saw on the cameras when it was showing the players that they actually may look a little bit just unhappy at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, for AZ, it should definitely be a confidence boost that he's been playing so well. That 1v3 he got on the B bomb side in Cobblestone was played almost to perfection. It wasn't like they were giving him separate, 3 separate 1v1s. He was playing really out of his mind. But yeah, I mean, as a player, despite how well you might be performing, you want your team to win, right? I mean, that's what really matters at the end of the day. So. Yeah, they look really deflated, but I hope, like I said, MSL, these guys they're pretty young overall, but they are very experienced. They should be able to shake this one off, just approach the map. It's a brand new map. Everything's reset. You just need to close this one out.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's good that AZ is playing well because he's the one that moves around the most on this map for North. Like, he can be in apartments, he can be middle on T side. On CT, he floats around a lot as well, mostly because they want to have Mertz's mobility, so AZ's the one that kind of moves around to make that happen on CT side. So hopefully AZ can keep it up because, again, he is like one of their more dynamic kind of playmakers on Inferno, since you kind of have like Valda always in apartments and KRB always kind of B, so he's the one that's kind of making plays across the map. And then again, like I already said, Mertz has to step up on CT side because they put a lot of responsibility on Mertz on opping on CT. Like, they'll leave him alone at B a lot of the time even, and like make him solely responsible for that area of the map. So he can't have another game where he only gets like a few op frags and like little outshines him entirely. Not in this game.
And the thing with forZe is, especially on the CD side in Cobblestone, they were going for some aggro plays, like a double Molotov towards B plateau, towards platform, and trying to get the early opening picks. And even during the, I think it was during one of their eco rounds, they went for an A-long stack. So they were playing a little bit more aggressively on CD side on Cobblestone, which is traditionally it's harder to be, to play aggro on the CD side. So I'm hoping to see something coming out from them. They will, however, lose their first knife round so far, and North should be starting on the CD side unless they throw us a curveball. I don't know.
No, I would expect CT side first. And again, this is where hopefully they get their economy rolling this time. That was a big problem on Cobblestone. Their economy was in shambles throughout most of the first half when they were on CT. So that's where they need to kind of avoid that and make sure you get Mertz the op as much as possible and set him up for success because, again, the op's important on CT side. Inferno, and if we're doing predictions, I would think North should still win this. Like, they should have won Cobble, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that we should be faulted too much for picking them to win Cobble. I think that should have been in the bag, but I think they should still take care of business here. So I would still say 2-1 for North, I guess, is how it'll end. Yeah,
2-1 for North. Although I do believe it might be a little bit more closer, at least a scoreline compared to Mirage, compared to first maps, because I think forZe are really woken up right now. But yeah, 2-1 to North.
So you're both sticking with North. You're
Yeah,
not being
Shaken
shaken off
it.
You're staying with it the whole way. But what's it going to take for forZe to maybe come away with the win here?
Do what they did in Cobblestone, play with a little bit more aggression. They're winning the duels. It's not like they can't aim. They're going to play a little bit more aggression, take the fight to North, don't give them too much respect. And on the CT side, shake it up. You just don't play a 3-2 setup on the bomb side. So you got to mix it up. You got to try and make MSL overthink things and make them question themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't give MSL space. Like, when North's on T side, do not give him all of his playbook. Like, take B away from KRB. Deny them that side of the map as much as possible. Maybe throw in some aggression in apartments. Maybe just try to rattle MSL a little bit, not let him get map control for free. I think that's how you play your CT side on T side. I don't know. It's just more about trying to figure out how to break through Mertz's AWP. And I would say stay away from the A bomb site because that's where Valda and company play, and they have been really good. I think that maybe B could be the weakness. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how KRB plays on defense. But
well, let's see if B is going to be the weakness. Let's see how it's going to go for them this time around. It's going to be the final map. We're going to Inferno. It's 1-1. Tom and NATO, take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, James. Yeah, this is a map I didn't really expect.